Hi everyone, I'm Laura. Welcome to my channel and thanks for your support. So this is my crochet troll doll that I designed, and in this video I'm going to show you how to attach the hair and how to brush it. So this pattern is available on my Etsy shop and it comes with step-by-step photos and detailed instructions to help you make it. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave the link in the description. So let's get started. So this is what it looks like close up. I tried to make it look like those ones that were popular in the 90s. And I've used double knit yarn for all of it, including the hair. And I've used a 3mm crochet hook for all of it as well. So double knit yarn unravels into 3 smaller strands. So the bits that look curly and wavy like that, that's where I've unraveled it. And we're going to be doing that later on. So you can see that it's really thick, and that's because I've attached a strand in every space between the stitches all over the head. So I did experiment with doing it in every other space, so leaving more of a gap between the rows, but I found that that was in the end just too thin. So this is the type of brush that I used. It's actually my dog's brush, and it's got bristles and then plastic beads on the end. So you could use one like that, or you could also use a wire brush. Okay, so I've got my head here. So we're going to cut strands that are all exactly the same length. They're going to be 16 centimeters long. And to ensure that they're the same length every time, we're going to get our tape measure or ruler and lay it flat. And then we're going to measure it every single time we cut a strand. So we're going to start with pink and just line it up and cut 16 centimeters long. So you can see that I've started with the pink in line with the nose. And I've got 2 rounds in between the eyes and the hairline. So just make sure you're going around the right round. So push the hook through a space between the rounds and come out in the space above. So we're just going around a stitch, around 1 round. So push it through a little bit more. And then we're going to fold the strand in half so that the ends meet. And put that loop on our hook and then pull through. And then wrap those ends around the hook and pull through the loop. And then pull on that to tighten. So every strand that we attach is going to be attached in this way. And we're going to be pushing the hook up towards the top of the head so that we don't get the bump from the other side of where we've attached it. And we're going to be alternating between bright pink and lilac all the way around. We're going to start with the outline of the hair first, and then we're going to fill it in. So every strand is 16 centimeters long, and every strand is attached in the same way. So you take your lilac and cut 16 centimeters. And then we're still going around the same round of stitches, so leaving 2 rounds between the eyes and the hairline. So push the hook in the space right next to the one that you've just done, and out again, and fold in half so the ends meet. Put the loop on the hook and pull through. Wrap those ends around the hook and pull through the loop, and then pull on the end to tighten. So you would just continue in this way, alternating. I'll just show you one more, and then I'll show you what to do when you get to near the ears. Okay, so I've done up to this point, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go down. We're going to go 2 rounds, 1 on each round, just to give it a natural looking hairline. So push the hook around the round below where we've just gone, and slightly to the right. And again, we're still going to alternate, so we'll do lilac for this one. And then we're going to do one on the round below, again slightly to the right, so 1 stitch to the right. And because we're alternating, we'll do that in bright pink. And then just repeat the same on the other side. Okay, so I've done both sides now. So now we're going to do the back of the hairline, and we're going to start with just a straight line, and that's going to be in the middle of where the ears are sewn on, so the middle of the ears. And again, we're alternating all the time. So the last one I did on that side was bright pink, so now I'm going to do a lilac. So it's exactly the same, hook pointing upwards, and push into the space and come out. So just going round 1 round. So we basically want these to be right next to each other because we want it to be very thick hair with no gaps. Right, so I've done my outline now, and now we're going to fill it in. So what I actually did with this one is I decided that the curve of the edge of the hairline at the front was a bit too far back, so I added in a couple more stitches, and you can do the same. Just if you don't like the shape, then you can change it a bit. Okay, so we're going to start filling in, and because we want it to be really thick, we're going to attach a strand in every single space. And we're still going to be alternating as best as possible, so don't worry if you've got some groups of the same colour together, because that's inevitable. So we push the hook into this space here, so this is right next to where we attached the previous one. So there's not going to be any of the beige part visible when we're finished. When we part the hair, it's going to be thick. Okay, so I've attached a strand in every space, and it is time consuming, but it's going to be well worth it in the end. So now what we need to do is unravel each strand into 3 smaller strands so that it will look wavy and curly. So what we do is we take one strand and we pull it apart from the end. So twist it to unravel it slightly, and then separate it and grab 3 strands. So then hold 2 in one finger and 1 in the other. So lift the head up and allow it to spin and unravel all the way to the bottom. And then just separate them and do it again on the next one. And this will take quite a while, but again, it's all part of the process and it'll be worth it in the end. So the reason why we're doing this is because when we brush it out, That's what's going to give the texture, because if we just brushed it without unraveling them, it wouldn't really work the same. So it's exactly the same with the lilac ones. So what I did was I started unraveling the outline of the hair, and then I just worked my way around in the rounds, just parting the hair so that I could keep track of what I'd unraveled and what I hadn't. Okay, so this is what it looks like now that I've unraveled all of the strands. So it looks very crazy. Now what you want to do is make sure that they're all straight and going upwards in the same direction, so they're all together. And just squeeze it together so that they stick together slightly. And now we're going to brush it. So be careful that you don't brush the bottom part, so where the knot is, where it's attached. So begin just above that. And as you do this, you're going to notice that you're going to get a lot of yarn fluff coming out. And you might think that that's ruining it, but trust me, it's thick enough so that we can afford to lose some. So we're not going to overdo it, because obviously we don't want to lose the structure of the strands. We're going to start on the outside pieces, going all the way around. And we want that sort of wispy look to it. And it becomes very soft. So we want to not see the wavy part, but instead we want it to be straight and wispy. So you might need to pull out the loose yarn from your brush every now and then. And then once we've done the outer bits, we're going to start parting the hair and brushing the inside pieces. And we want to brush it all over so that it's mostly wispy looking. It's okay if you leave some of them looking a bit wavy. So we don't want to overdo it too much, but we just want it so that it's the right texture, so that it all comes together and goes upward nicely. So you will get loose bits in the hair as well. So once we've finished brushing, just pull out the loose bits from the ends of the hair. But don't worry, they won't carry on coming out. It sort of holds its structure quite well. So I'm just pulling it all out of my brush, because I don't think my dog would appreciate all the pink fluff when I next come to brush him. And then we're going to squeeze it all together and make it all go upwards. So what I found is that I couldn't really get it to go into an exact point, but you could trim it afterwards if you want to get that shape. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. You can keep brushing yours if you'd like to get rid of all of the wavy parts, but I wanted to sort of make sure that the stripes would stay quite defined. And then after this, all that will be left to do is make the body and then sew the head to the body. So again, if you're interested in the pattern, it's on my Etsy shop, and I'll leave the link in the description. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'd love to see a photo of whatever you're working on. If you've made a doll with troll hair, then I'd love to see it. You can tag me on Instagram at Laura_Wilson01. If you like this video, give me a like, leave a comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.